Aloha, friends and family, and welcome back to the channel. How many people around you are still asleep? How many people around you are still lost in the illusion, lost in the clown show? Still, these folks fail to recognize the biggest problem they have in their entire life, which is these people behind the scenes these people that they don't put in front of the TV cameras. Because the people in front of the TV cameras are generally the clowns. And the puppets, the clown puppets, are so useless these days that the people behind the scenes that put the clown puppets out there don't even care what the clown puppet says. It doesn't care that if it lies blatantly, doesn't care if it can't speak proper sentences, doesn't care if it's too old and decrepit to run a hot dog stand, much less a country. Because they know that their fake news minions will be out there in mass repeating whatever narrative they're carrying for the puppet is. And so it's gotten so bad and so ridiculous that basically the minions and the fake news just tells you you didn't see what you saw and you didn't hear what you heard. All right? And if you don't like that, F off, because that's our position. You didn't see anything and you didn't hear anything. And if you did, something's wrong with you. If you don't swallow our complete narrative, hook, line, and sinker, something's wrong with you. Because we're unbiased news. We're just simply giving you the facts. And these are the new facts. Welcome to the new normal. The new facts are you didn't see nothing, you didn't hear nothing. And if you think you did, something's wrong with you. Oh, but it gets so much deeper and more complicated. So much deeper and so much more complicated. Let us think for a little bit here about the weaponization of the dollar. Because these same narcissists that are in the background running the puppets and running the fake news, these same narcissists have captured the fake dollar. See, pretty soon the fake dollar is going to be right there with the fake news. It's a genie in a lamp. They rub their lamp and magical money just appears. It just comes out of the lamp magically. What is this money backed by? Nothing. Well, your good faith, I suppose, right? If you're an American or you're part of the West, it's just good faith. You believe in it. Therefore, it's magical money. And you've been taught your whole life that it's the best thing since creation itself. And that very dollar is weaponized against the rest of the world, except for a couple countries, China and Russia primarily, are not under the totalitarian rule of the weaponized dollar. So who's on the side of the West that's doing all this with the weaponized dollar? France, Britain, and the United States. France, Britain, and the United States have weaponized the dollar against the rest of the world. And so basically, they tell all these smaller countries, all these other people, you're going to do this and you're going to do that. Just like the fake news is doing to you right now. They're saying you're going to see this and you're going to hear that. And if you don't, something's wrong with you. And if something's wrong with you, we need to punish you. And so how do they punish all of these smaller countries and whatnot? Sanctions. So they basically say, we're going to punish your entire population of people by not allowing them to eat enough, not allowing them enough energy to do what they need to do. Everybody's going to have to scrape and grovel just to persist with their life. Similar to the direction we're going in America, because these same people use these same tactics, and it's been worldwide. But hang with me, there's some good news amidst all of this terrible news. And we haven't gotten to the worst of the news yet. So let's throw a little bit of good news in. The BRICS Alliance. The BRICS Alliance is putting together a completely decentralized economy, infrastructure, that all of these countries that have been abused and treated like crap by France, Britain, and the US, deep state, they're now going to be able to do commerce and do business in their own currencies with each other without these clowns being in the middle of everything. This is where, of course, crypto comes into the conversation. And I'm not going to go into all that part. I'm simply going to say, if you could figure out which cryptocurrencies are going to be running on the main rails of these new infrastructures that are going to give all people the opportunity to come away from the U.S. hegemony, with France, Britain, and the USA using their dollar to basically abuse whoever they want to. All right, now you were told by your fake news clowns that America is sanctioning Russia for invading that country. And surely all of you on this channel or anybody that's here knows why they did what they did, and they had every right to do it. Just like you had every right to refuse the experimental jab they wanted to give everybody, multiple doses of, by the way. You had every right to refuse that crap, just like they do. But the fake news tells you we're sanctioning them. We're not going to allow them to get any of our U.S. dollars. We're not going to allow their economy to function. We're going to try to hurt them as much as we can. And I'll throw in this fact with all of this. They basically seized a lot of people's money, business people, regular citizens of the country that don't have nothing to do with nothing. And they seized billions of their dollars and basically stole it. Well, they don't have anything to do with the Russian government. They're just people like you and I. What if you were a billionaire? What if you were a millionaire? What if you just had $500,000? Any amount. Who arbitrarily just can take folks' money? But I'm trying to get to the fake news, the dastardliness of the fake newsers. So the fake news told you, we're sanctioning them. They're not going to get any of our money. But what they didn't tell you and what they won't tell you is, oh, except for uranium. We do want to still purchase that. Oh, okay. Okay. So you sanction them to try to hurt them, hurt their people, punish them, but you still want to purchase what you want to purchase and what you want to purchase. And when I say you, I'm meaning the deep state, the people behind all these clowns and fake newsers. They still want their uranium so that they can continue to make weaponry that they can continue to sell to people all over the world. And then when these conflicts get stirred up and they twist everything around and the fake news lies continually about the whole thing, a bunch of people start dying. And the sleeping masses in America think, well, it's not ever going to happen to us, right? Because, come on now, let's wake up. And let's wake up to what just took place. All right, you've probably heard something about it, but you probably heard it from a fake news or somebody repeating fake news. And so the story is distorted and twisted. But here's the reality. You heard about the missiles or bombs or whatever you want to call them, weapons that went off over yonder. And a bunch of Russian tourists were at a beach, similar to how people are down here at the beach on the East Coast here, just enjoying the summer, out with the fam, getting some sun, and all of a sudden, something explodes overhead, and a bunch of things start to rain down, and 5 children were killed, and hundreds of people were injured. Now you might say, well, why is he telling us this? Why does this matter to me? The weapons that were being used for that, and the target wasn't the beach of people. That wasn't the target. The target was having to do with the military conflict. Nevertheless, the weapons were intercepted and they exploded overhead and things rained down and people got killed and children got killed. Those weapons, those particular missiles, are the kind of weapons and missiles that have very technical guidance systems that are basically useless weapons if you cannot put in the coordinates for the guidance system. You cannot make it work. So you need Western intelligence to make it work. What does this mean? This means that the United States directly attacked Russia via Ukraine as a cover, sort of. And because of this attack, that they had to have given the intelligence that made these missiles work, that made them useful. And because of this ignorance by these clowns, Russia has taken the position that the United States just attacked us and our civilians have been killed and wounded. And we will retaliate. You will not get by with this. How much of the fake news is telling you that? None. None. They're still trying to make you think Hitler is some kind of, Putin is some kind of Hitler. Right? Same with Trump, isn't it? Don't they use the same stupid label for people like that? Because all they want to do is foment hate. They want to get your emotions all riled up until you finally are so frustrated, so confused, so angry, so convoluted that you finally will just jump on any old bandwagon of somebody we can blame all this on. And the people that it should be blamed for this are the people behind all of this. The people behind the puppet Brandon. The people behind the fake news anchors sitting there lying to your face, lying to all of us, and they know damn well they're lying. They know damn well that the true goal is to get the world war going in earnest so that you probably end up deceased on the other side of it. Your country ends up in shambles on the other side of it. Everybody got utterly lost and confused in the matrix of war as it was happening, as that's the way war goes. And so it doesn't matter what the truth is in the midst of all of that chaos and destruction, because everybody loses their minds in the midst of such insanity. All right? They want that outcome. Americans are so damn slow, so asleep, they still can't grasp that fact. These people want this country destroyed and you to be deceased on the other side of it, so that they shall rebuild Rome in their image. So while everybody, and I'm not knocking anything, this is difficult waters to navigate, to say the least. So I'm not knocking anybody, but everybody's out there paying attention to Joe and the latest stupid mumblings he made. But what they're not doing is they're not following this attempt to get the world into world war. They're not following who the actual guilty bastards are. They want to project their own guilt and say who the guilty bastards are, just like the fake news. You didn't see Joe Biden do that. You didn't hear Joe Biden say that. What's wrong with you people? Only recently have they come around to start questioning, well, maybe something's up with them. You think? You think? We've known that since... Gotta watch what you say on this clown tube. So, what if Russia decides to take a preemptive move and smash something over here in our country? Will that get you to hate Putin then? Will you finally come on board and be like, yeah, we got to rally the whole world and we got to get this World War III going because we're right. We're on the right side. Look, Putin just smashed something in our country. You don't think he has every right to smash something in this country after what they've pulled these people into? And if you are still so asleep that you have not done the research and you have no idea why the whole Ukraine thing happened, and you're unable to track some history, some simple history, then you're probably bouncing right now off this channel because you're like, I can't believe this guy's trying to tell us Putin's the good guy in all of this. Just like they try to do if we want to bring it home here, with Trump. I can't believe he's trying to convince us Trump is the good guy here. All we want to do is get World War III going and shitloads of people killed and our infrastructure destroyed. What, you can't get in line with that? You can't come on board with that? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with us? Who are these insane, narcissistic, crazy people that want to get World War III going? And they're trying damn hard to do it while hiding in the background behind the fake news and the fake politicians. And you know exactly who they are if you're awake. They're trying to get World War III going while they hide in the background and nobody can point out who's really calling the shots here, who's really trying to start World War III. It damn sure isn't Putin. it damn sure isn't Donald Trump. And so, I was just thinking, contemplating all this. I wonder how many people are around people out there in the country. I wonder how many people around them are still dead asleep after all that we've already been through and all we've already seen. How many of them are still pretty sleepy to where they're just one incident away from taking the wrong side? And you would only take the wrong side if you were asleep. There's Team Dark and Team Light. You're on one or the other side. And I know we have this whole other aspect of reality and self, where we go into the spiritual realms of it all, and we say all of this is superficial, exterior, external stuff that really doesn't matter as far as spirit is concerned, as far as conscious expansion is concerned, as far as the future for anyone that's on the positive ascending timeline, which I'm not getting into all that either. Clearly, to me, there's two timelines playing out. And a lot of bad stuff is going to happen on one of them. And again, these people will have walked blindly right into it, thinking that, oh yeah, I'm awake and I'm on Team Light. I'm on Team Light. You're one incident away from being on Team Black and you don't even know it. And you wouldn't know it. And if it happened, you would instantly be on Team Dark and you would not know it. So how can you be awake? How awake can you be? So you're either not following all of it, which I understand completely, because I tuned out. I tuned out for, quite a while, because I needed to awaken myself. I needed to balance the instrument. See, I used to say in my videos, and it's not wrong, but I've updated it, talking about how we're vessels. We are vessels. This is our ship. This is what we travel around in. I've updated it. We are instruments. We are instruments. And a finely tuned instrument created by the Creator will then be played beautifully by the Creator. But the Creator is not playing out of tune, broken, non-functioning instruments. Right? So the work has to begin here, of course, for sure, so that the mind can get to where it can parse out what is truth and what is lie when it comes to out there in clown world and out there in the matrix. And it's not difficult to do at all once you've got your instrument in tune. And now the Creator can play us, play through us. Make this glorious, harmonious music. And it has everything to do with oneness and uniting, not dividing. That's what these clowns constantly do. Divide, all these issues that are non-issues, but they make them into issues, and then they become issues. And then they get everybody's emotions stirred up and worked up, and everybody wants to go out there and a big fight happens, or a big World War III happens, right? And then they were able to just stay hidden in the background, continue to use their money system as a weapon to control the world. It's all falling to pieces, all crumbling down. The BRICS Alliance. The new money coming into the new world where they don't have the ability to sanction you because they made up some lie. Or they want to impose some stupid set of ideas like, DEI or LGBTQRSTUVW is just the best thing that has ever happened to humanity. Look at all the greatness that's coming from it. And somebody in the Middle East, some countries like, no, we don't see that at all. We don't agree with that. Oh, you don't? We're going to sanction you. You will be punished. Like, what kind of people are these people? What kind of narcissist conducts themselves like that? What kind of psychopath thinks we will just, beat the shit out of you until you say you agree with everything we stand for and you don't agree with anything they stand for? So you will be beat into submission. That's what that's how this works. That's what these people do. And they've gotten by with it for a long time, but I'm here to tell you, it's ending, it's crumbling, it's all falling apart. And so don't be afraid for the wrong reason. If you're going to be afraid for the right reason. If frickin' bombs start raining down in the country, know why it's happening and don't jump on some bandwagon of, oh, we must get the new Hitler. We attacked them already. They're already patching up wounded and injured people that didn't have nothing to do with this. Just like if it happens here, you will have had nothing to do with all of this, but yet you might be patching someone up. Do you see how it works? Do you understand how serious it is? Do you realize how important it is to be clear so that you can parse out what's true and what's not, what's likely to happen and what is not? How can you position yourself? How can you position your family? How can you position your money if you have any? Everybody's about to be just blindsided by all of this. And I just can't stand by and go, well, they'll find out when it happens, I guess. Like, I want you to position. I want you to be, and the best position is to be on the positive ascending timeline. But you can't tell anybody anything about that. That's too airy-fairy. We need to talk about things like war and money. That'll get their attention a little bit, and maybe they'll wake up. And that's a start, right? You got to start somewhere. But anyway, that's where we're at. This is deadly serious. And again, most Americans are oblivious to all of this. And so they are ready to be blindsided because they're not paying attention and they're not awake. And if they are paying attention, they still might not be awake because, again, they still might be being convinced that they're on team light when they're really on team dark. Pretty convoluted mess. We leave you until next time in the love, unity, and light of the infinite Creator until we meet again.